Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Right, y'all, let me know if you can hear me okay. Also, let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to give this a few more minutes, so wait for a few more of you to log on. And I'm also working on sharing this onto my page as well so that we can get all of this information out to everyone, as many people as we can. Let me know what you thought of the weather overnight. Did you get woken up by the storms? It was so loud here.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, there's my phone. It was so loud for us here overnight. The storms reached the KVUE studio around 5 in the morning. The good news is that the severe weather threat has drastically lowered. That's good news. Okay, Marcy said she can hear me. Lots of branches down in Pflugerville. All right, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Bernice said she can hear me just fine. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for choosing KVUE, of course, to get your weather info. I am showing you right now a look at the temperatures over the last 20 hours or so, and you can see there that around 5, 6, 7 in the morning, those temperatures dropped, and it was all thanks to that front coming through the area. Josie can hear just fine in Austin. Let me know when you started hearing some of this rain, when you started hearing that thunder. The wind was by far the most impressive in my opinion. It was so windy out. We had Connor Board out in Round Rock, really close to Round Rock Donuts, and you could just see the intensity of that rain. First, she said she could hear the wind, see the wind, and then the heavy rain, and then followed by that light rain, and then it started cooling down. I know someone, and I didn't quite catch who said it, but wants to know when it's going to get cold. It will be very soon, and I'll show you that. A few more keynotes. If you can see the red live button on the top left hand of your screen, that means this is in real time. If you can no longer see it, that means this is now recording. The time is 7:39. It is Wednesday, October 27th. I had to take another quick look to see the date. A look outside here showing you the temperature now of 63 degrees here in Austin. We're still looking at cloud cover overhead, but the rain has pretty much tapered off around the Austin metro as it continues to push eastward. We're still looking at limited visibility for some locations, down to 5 miles in Pflugerville, so likely dealing with some fog. Bernice said she heard it in Gerald at about 5 in the morning. Can hear me just fine. The Oaks at HEB. Alfonso, thank you so much for tuning in. Down to 8 miles of visibility in San Marcos. Perfect 10 now at the Austin airport. By the way, the Austin airport reporting about 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I think it was exactly 54-mile-per-hour wind gusts this morning, right ahead of that line of thunderstorms. Just significant wind, which is what led to some power outages around the area. We still technically have that severe thunderstorm watch until 8. It was trimmed back about 2 hours ago, and it still includes Milam, Lee, Fayette, Bastrop, and Caldwell County. It's only going to be in place for another 20 minutes or so, but I got to tell you that severe weather threat has significantly lowered across the area. JP wants to know if he can play golf at 11. Yes, I think so. I don't know if you're going to want to because of how windy it's going to be. Let me know what that score is if you happen to go out. Here's a look at the current rain across the area. We can see moderate to light rainfall now extending anywhere from eastern Williamson County, Travis County, and eastward towards the Brazos Valley. For our viewing area specifically, Fayette County seeing the heaviest of rain. This will all be completely out of the area by 8 or 9. So those of you asking if you can golf around 11, I mean, yeah, but I don't know if you're going to want to just because of how windy it's going to be. The rain is already tapering off, and I'm expecting the rain to continue to move east and out. And like I mentioned, the threat for any significant severe weather is pretty much over with at this point. A few area rainfall totals. We saw just over a quarter of an inch in Fredericksburg, just over half an inch for Llano, Burnett, close to it at Horseshoe Bay, Georgetown, and 3/4 of an inch or just about across Austin, with 0.73 at Camp Mabry, close to 0.8 at the Austin airport. And just some locations got underneath some of these heavy producing thunderstorms, but it's pretty fast moving, so the threat for flooding was very limited. The temperature did drop to about 63 degrees after starting off at about 78 close to midnight. And after that line pushed through, those temperatures dropped. I am expecting the temperatures to recover back into the mid-70s, at least here in the Austin metro. If you are in the Hill Country, mid-70s. If you're in southeast portions of our viewing area, I'm talking to Fayette, Bastrop, Caldwell counties, closer to about 77, 78 degrees will be likely. It's still raining in Del Valley, says Tiffany. Yes, expect it for another 30 minutes or so. It should start tapering off here very soon. The big thing later today, or really now after the rain has pushed through, is going to be the wind. It's going to be very windy. I mentioned that earlier, around 5 or 6 wind gusts at about 54 miles per hour reported at the Austin airport. In Lakeway, close to about 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We had a 43-mile-per-hour wind gust in Georgetown. We are now seeing wind gusts at about 26 miles per hour in College Station and 16 in Giddings. This is why the National Weather Service has expanded the wind advisory to now include Burnett and Blanco County, as well as Llano, Gillespie, and Mason County from 11 this morning until 5 this evening. And that's because these highlighted locations could see wind gusts close to about 40 miles per hour. The rest of us, not included in that advisory, could see wind gusts today close to 30 miles per hour. So it's this big area of low pressure that's helping really drive those winds across the area. And that's what's going to help bring in the dry air. These are projected wind speeds at about 230, or at least projected wind gusts, I should say, at about 233 this afternoon. It's going to be hard to ride that bike. It's going to be hard to get that run in today because of this wind. I'm still going to try, but it's going to be difficult. I got to tell you that. And this wind, by the way, helping bring in that dry air. We saw these numbers in the 70s this morning, the tropical-like air mass, but that north wind is helping bring in some very dry air with dew points now in the 50s. I'm expecting these numbers to continue to drop over the course of the next couple of days. So we could see these numbers drop into the low 40s, and it stays there at least through Halloween weekend. This is going to lead us to the cool mornings and the comfortable afternoons. Our allergy count, I also have to say this, I took this count before the rain came through, and it was showing high levels of ragweed, grass, mold, and medium levels of tree pollen. This is likely changing because of the rain that came through. It'll likely lower, but that's not going to stay low for very long. Because of that windy weather, it tends to shake up our allergens, and I'm expecting the allergens to stay elevated for the second half of the week. Our 7-day forecast here showing temperatures really in the mid-70s for highs. We are back into the low 80s for Saturday and for Sunday. Morning lows will be in the low 50s and the upper 40s. And look at Halloween. We start the morning off at 52 degrees. We end up middle of the afternoon at about 82. And I'm thinking around trick-or-treat time, temperatures will be in the 70s. So not looking bad at all. For Halloween. Winds are going to start calming down over the weekend. I'm expecting it to stay windy and very dry Thursday and Friday. This is going to elevate our fire danger for portions of Del Rio, the Edwards Plateau, maybe even the Hill Country. So consider avoiding any outdoor burning this rest of the week. All right, I'm going to look at some of your comments here. I see 60s for highs and lows in the 40s next week. I'm thinking highs in the 70s, but morning lows, yes, the 40s and the 50s. I think the coolest part of the 7-day is going to be Saturday morning, when the morning low gets down to about 48 degrees. So it'll definitely feel a little bit more like fall. Joe said that thunder woke him up around 5:45. Yes, it was very loud. The wind was crazy, said Sarah. That's what woke her up. Power outage in Pflugerville. Backyard furniture got knocked over, says Jeremy. Hopefully you got that power turned back on. I know the estimated time for some folks was closer to about 9 this morning. Zach was asking, when will it get cold? I'm thinking the coldest part, again, Saturday morning. Richard said, awesome forecast. Yeah, after we get through, this burst of rain, I think the rest of the week is looking great, with the exception of that wind. If you do drive a high profile vehicle, just keep in mind that wind is going to be out of the north and west. So if you are commuting east to west, it's going to get a little tricky. Definitely want to make sure to take all of the precautions necessary. Richard said, great fishing weather. So a few weeks ago, my husband and I tried fly fishing, and it was a little bit windy and could not do a thing. So hopefully you're not trying fly fishing. All right, let me know what you're seeing in your neighborhood. You could always download the KVUE app. We have blog updates for you, a fresh article up with all of the recent updates. So if you're wondering what you missed overnight, there is a thread there with all of the tweets that I was putting out throughout the morning. And be sure to tune in to KVUE at 7:56. We have a new news, traffic, weather update for you as well. And if anything changes, we will be sure to hop on right here on another stream. Again, you can download us, KVUE app. You can send in your pictures of what you're seeing in your neighborhood through the app, or you can tweet them at us using the hashtag DaybreakATX. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Now that we've made it through the worst of the severe weather threat, that threat has shifted to the east. It's going to focus itself now along southeast Texas, Louisiana for the remainder of the day as this line continues to push through. And now we're just dealing with kind of the wind and the rain as it moves out the rest of the morning. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you later.